Good morning, students. I hope you all are fit and fine. So, my dear students, today we are going to start our lesson number 1, computer hardware components. So, in this chapter we are going to study about computer and its different components. So, let's begin reading. Computer are machines that perform specific tasks according to a set of instructions or programs. We know very well computer is an electronic machine and that will perform our task according to the given instructions. So earlier computers were used mostly by the scientist and engineer for complex calculations only. Yes, but nowadays it's being used by the all individuals. Yes, we can see computer at hospitals, railway stations, airports, at school also. So nowadays computers are within the reach of every working person. It has virtually become a need in every sphere of life. Here sphere means area. So now we are going to start first topic, that is anatomy of computer. So basically computer comprises of two major components, two major parts, that is hardware and software. So firstly we have hardware. So the physical components of a computer which we can touch and feel is known as hardware. Yes, physical components, physical parts of a computer that we can touch and feel, that is called hardware. So hardware is further divided into two types, internal hardware and external hardware. Internal means some parts are there, those are present inside the CPU, that is internal one, and external means outside the CPU we are using some hardwares. So next we have software. Software is a set of programs. Software is a set of programs, and here program means program is a collection of instructions, so which control the internal operations of a computer and instruct a computer about the work to be done. Yes, for example Unix, MS Word, etc. Unix, MS Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, MS Paint, these all are softwares. So software can be further classified into two main categories, system software and application software. System softwares are basically used for the full PC, and application softwares any users can use this software to complete any particular task. So hardware and software are interdependent of each other's functioning. These two parts are interdependent. Without these two components, a computer cannot work. Yes, without hardware, software is nothing, and without software, hardware is nothing. So, now come on the next topic, internal hardware. So, the hardware components that are installed within the CPU cabinet are called internal hardware. Yes, we know very well some parts are available inside the CPU cabinet. Those parts are called internal hardware. For example, CPU, RAM, ROM, all drives, motherboard, networks card, sound card, video card. These all are present inside the CPU. So now these all we are going to discuss one by one. So firstly we have motherboard. So what is motherboard? It is the main circuit board of a computer that hold most essential components of the computer. It will hold important components. Those are required by the computer. So the base of a motherboard consists of a rigid plastic sheet. It's basically a rigid plastic sheet. And the board of the mother is of all the component, that is where it gets its name. It serves as a single platform and allow them to communicate with each other. It allow all the parts to communicate with each other. And motherboard is where it is mounted, where it is present inside the CPU cabinet and connect different CPU, memory, hard drive, optical drives, video card, sound card, and all cables. So now see, a motherboard mainly contains processor chip. It contains chip, BIOS. Here BIOS means basic input output system. Basic input output system. So it also contains memory chip, external storage controller for video display and sound, for video, display and sound, it contain different types of controllers and expansion slots. Here slot means point where we can connect anything, any other circuit for connecting additional circuit boards. So after that we have next one, internal hardware, that is PCI. So PCI stands for Peripheral Component Interconnect. It serves as a connection between motherboard and any other component connected hardware. It basically provide connection between motherboard and hardware. So PCI transmit data and power between computer and the device. It transmit our data, and PCI was introduced by Intel in 1992. It was developed in year 1992 by the Intel company. So after that we have sound card. A sound card is a hardware component that is fixed either in an expansion slot or on the motherboard. Yes, where it is present? It is present on the motherboard. So it controls the input and output of a sound signals. It receive and send audio signals to and from the computer. So basically its working is, it will take and it will send signals, audio signals to and from the computer. So next we can see it enable the computer to reproduce sound or play music through speakers, headphones, record audio also with using microphone. So separate PCI sound cards are used to get higher quality sound. If we want more higher quality sounds, then we can use additional PCI sound card. So next we have video card. So basically it's used for high quality videos. So video card is an expansion card that is used to generate the video output to display screens such as a monitor, TV or a projector. It's basically used to display video on a monitor, TV or a projector. So it's also known as graphics card. So video card is used to enhance the quality of the display images. After that we have CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. You know very well, it's the brain of a computer. Yes. So CPU is the main unit of computer. It is alternatively referred to as a microprocessor. So it controls all the instructions it receives from hardware and software running on a computer. It will take all the instructions. So CPU is a small piece of a silicon chip placed into the CPU socket on the motherboard. Basically it is a silicon chip that is present on the motherboard. And basically our CPU, that is our microprocessor chip, is in the shape of a square or a rectangle which contain millions of transistors, and speed of CPU we can measure using megahertz. After that CPU has again further divided into three components, that is MU, memory unit. Basically it is used to store data and instructions. Arithmetic logical unit, this is basically used to perform calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. After that we have control unit. So this one unit is responsible to control all the different components, all the other components it will control. After that we have RAM. RAM stands for Random Access Memory, and it is a type of memory that is available for the operating system, programs, processes to use when computer is running. And basically RAM is a temporary memory. Whenever power will goes off, our computer will turn off, our data will also lost. And it's of two types, static and dynamic RAM. So its example is, RAM is like a blackboard that is constantly overwritten with new data. So its example is blackboard. Like on blackboard we can write something, after that we can erase using dusters. After that again we can write new data, after that again we can erase it. So it's like a blackboard. RAM is a temporary memory. After that we have ROM. ROM stands for read only memory. So इसके नेम से क्लियर है, रीड ओनली मेमोरी मीन्स वी कैन ओनली रीड द डाटा. इट इज अ टाइप ऑफ मेमोरी फ्रॉम विच वी कैन ओनली रीड information but cannot write on it. For example, its example we can say whenever we will buy one audio disc from the market. Yes, जब हम ऑडियो डिस्क बाय करते हैं तो हम उसको ओनली लिसन कर सकते हैं, बट वी कांट रिकॉर्ड एनीथिंग इन इट. So Next, see, ROM is further divided into three types: PROM, EPROM, and double EPROM. After that, its example is audio and video disc. Once the songs are burned on a CD, the disc content cannot be changed. ROM chips are not only used in the computer but also used in microwave, oven, and washing machines. So after that, we have disk drive. Disk drive is a hardware component in a computer that enable you to read, write, delete, and modify data on a storage disk. In the disk drive, we can store any type of data. So it is either a built-in or an external component that manages input-output operations also. So after that, we have SMPS. SMPS stands for switched mode power supply. It is essential, it is important for the safe running of power consuming electrical and electronic appliances. ये basically जो हमारी electronic appliances हैं, things हैं, उनको proper and safe power provide करती है. So you can see this one picture. Unregulated power supply is coming. After that, we have used here SMPS, and now regulated power supply is going to the computer components. So my dear students, today is enough. Today we will discuss this much only. This is enough for today. Rest of the topics we will discuss in the next class. So take care. Have a nice day.